Alright, today I'm going to show you how easy it is to replace uh, not only the shifter knob, but the actual shift handle. And what I mean by that is I kind of have a tradition with all my Mustangs. I've had this same shift knob right here for years. So I'm actually going to put that on there, and I'll just hold on to this one. This is the leather Cobra style. This is basically just off of like a base Mustang or even like a Mustang GT style. But I really like the way it feels when you're shifting compared to the leather one. So I'm going to be removing that. And then I'm also going to be replacing not the complete shifter assembly, just the shift rod. And this is one made by MGW, and I've had it for a long time. It's been on multiple cars of mine. But even though it doesn't have like the positive stops, like if you went with a full aftermarket shifter, it really shortens up the shift just by replacing this rod by itself. So I'll show you how to do that. It's actually very easy. First thing you have to do is spin this off, and if you turn it, it will just go counterclockwise and come right off. And then there's a little rubber stop right here that kind of holds it here. This whole thing is just snapped in. And then you pull this up over the top, and the whole thing comes up. And you do have wiring under here, so you can just set it over to the side. So that came off. And then, as you can see, the difference between the shorter aftermarket MGW shift handle and the factory one is this big, huge thing here. And these look like 10mm bolts, so I'm going to get a socket, take these out, and I'll show you what to do from there. There's also this big rubber insulator in here, and what that does is that isolates kind of the drivetrain from the shifter, so you don't feel the vibrations from the engine. So that's got to go. So that'll be out of here. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I like to actually feel the vibrations from the engine. Ford did that just to make everything feel good. And but we're gonna get rid of all that. All right, so we got our 10mm socket. Put it on here. Surprisingly, these factory bolts are loose already. Just take them out by hand. Okay, maybe not that loose. There's one. There's two. And then there's the factory shifter. Like I said, there's that big piece of rubber right there. It isolates it. So then how this one goes on, this aftermarket one, is take these nuts and bolts off. And this is very easy. It's just reverse removal, except I have to push the bolts through and put the lock washers on. So I'll be right back. So the aftermarket MGW shifter uses it's a 13mm socket. And actually the bolt threads into the factory threads on the shifter, and then you put the nut on the other side to kind of lock it in place. So you definitely want to put the bottom one in first, then the top, and then Come to the other side, and we'll put the bottom nut on first. Pop it up in first, that way it kind of holds it in place for me. All right. Alright, if I get snugged up. So, like I said, you still have, I mean, a little bit of sloppiness that's in the factory shifter, but it really shortens up the throw just by changing the handle. A lot of people don't realize it. They think you gotta buy the whole shifter, but you can get away with just using this. If it's not really a competition use and you just want something a little bit more fun for the street, the handle really just makes a big difference itself. So, to put everything back, you just go ahead and get this slid down over here. Get your wiring, make sure all your wiring's connected for your cigarette lighter. Get this snapped back into place. And then slide this down here. I'll take my shifter ball here, get it threaded on. There it is. Yeah, makes a big difference. Just that little bit of work there made a big difference. So, all right. Maybe this little quick video here give some of you guys a little bit of inspiration. Just a real simple project that you can really shorten up your shifts, make it a little more fun to drive out on the street. Like and subscribe. Leave me a comment below. Thanks.